Hello and welcome to my Game Week 27 team selection video. Gonna have a quick look at how I did in Game Week 26. It's still ongoing with Wolves v Arsenal yet to be played, and I've got my triple captaincy set on Gabriel for that fixture, so hopefully you can get some points from him there. Then we'll have a look at how I'm lining up for Game Week 27 and then my transfer plans from Game Week 27 onwards. So let's get straight into it. But before we do, the aim for today's video is 100 likes. So hopefully we can smash that goal. Drop a like and let's see if we can hit it. Let's get straight into the video. So Game Week 26 has been absolutely awful for me. As you can see, I dropped from 489k down to 635k. So a huge rank drop for me there. Only 38 points so far now. I've got Raya, Timber and Gabriel yet to play against Wolves. So really hoping for a lot from that game there. And yeah, they've only got 2 points for Raya, 2 points for Timber, 3 points for Gabriel, and it could have been less because he actually could have gotten sent off in that game. If there was a different ref on that day, he really could have been sent off in this fixture. So he got maybe a bit lucky there. He would have served the ban against Wigan in between these two games anyways, but still it could have been an even worse score from him. The one that I'm really upset about is Munoz with a 1-pointer because I transferred Malik Chow out for Munoz. Malik Chow went on to score against Spurs and grab an 11-pointer. And the one that I'm really annoyed about is that I thought I was going a bit risky going for Munoz. I should have played it safe and go for Virgil van Dijk, who it was between Van Dijk and Munoz as my Chow replacements. Van Dijk obviously goes on to score a goal, get DEFCON, get a clean sheet, a huge 17-pointer for him. So yeah, not ideal whatsoever. I went with Munoz, who ends up with a 1-pointer. Palace conceding 3 goals to Burnley is absolutely shocking from them, by the way. They're on a huge downward spiral. I was hoping they would be, get a bit of momentum with Burnley at home, then Wolves at home. We'll see how they perform in that game. But yeah, Burnley, it was a terrible showing from Palace there. Munoz almost got an assist as well. He put it on a plate for Kamada, who just heads it left of the post. It was a shocking miss from Kamada. Could have been an assist for Munoz, but that's FPL for you. Onto midfield, we've got Enzo with a 2-pointer. Not great from him. Over the past 2 game weeks, he's blanked and he's been putting up a lot of expected data, which is good to see. I just love to see it converted into some FPL points. Ndai with a huge 9-pointer there, really the only return in my team so far. And yeah, this is why we own penalty takers in FPL, because since returning from AFCON, he's actually not had a goal involvement from open play. So he's been horrendous. But then he gets a penalty. Well, he didn't get a penalty, but he scored a penalty and gets a huge 9-pointer. So I love that from him. This is why we own penalty takers. Then the rest of my midfield, Bruno Fernandes 2-pointer, Wilson 2-pointer, Rodgers 2-pointer, doing me no favours whatsoever. Ekitike 2-pointer there, and then Haaland with a 5-pointer. So really poor showing from my team so far this game week. No points to be had whatsoever other than Ndai and Haaland's 5-pointer. So I'm really hoping for at least a clean sheet for Arsenal against Wolves in that fixture there. That would help things out massively. The triple Arsenal defence was always going to be a risk, and obviously Brentford got a well-deserved goal in that game, but yeah, hopefully they can do something a bit better against Wolves here. Then on the bench, I have Dubravka, Collins, Alderete and Mark Giu. Thankfully, none of them had to come in there because they didn't do, much themselves. But onto my Game Week 27 lineup, I've got Raya, Timber and Gabriel. The triple Arsenal defence is still strong against Spurs away, and I quite like them for this fixture, to be honest. I know Spurs have been in an absolute downward spiral recently. They have got the new manager in, so maybe there's a bit of a bounce for them there. But I do not think that bounce comes against Arsenal, even though it's a home fixture for Spurs. I don't think that bounce back comes against Arsenal. They're just too solid defensively, and that Spurs attack is, toothless at the best of times. So I do expect a clean sheet from the triple Arsenal defence, and hopefully Crystal Palace can stop conceding goals, because conceding 3 goals at home against Burnley is shocking. Maybe they can do a bit better against Wolves at home. I'm not hoping for much, but what I am hoping for is that Munoz gets an attack and return of some sort in that fixture. Then onto the midfield, some nice fixtures here as well. Enzo against Burnley at home. I do like the look of that. Like I said before, he hasn't returned the past 2 game weeks, but he did return 3 game weeks in a row before that. So he's a good asset. He's been putting up good data. It's a great fixture. Burnley at home. I do like it. Then I've got Ndai and Bruno Fernandes playing against each other. Ndai, of course, with the home fixture. And honestly, I'm just hoping that he grabs a cheeky penalty, because I'm not expecting much from him from open play against Man United, who have been solid at the back recently. So yeah, just hoping Ndiaye gets a cheeky penalty return there. Bruno Fernandes against Everton away with the captaincy armband, and I know on paper it doesn't look like a great fixture for Bruno. Everton away is always tough, but Everton's defensive data has been shocking recently. They rank really low for expected goals conceded per 90 over the past 10 game weeks, or really high, I should say. They've been a poor defence over the past 10 game weeks, according to the expected data, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm happy to have Bruno captain there. Then Wilson against Sunderland away. Not the best fixture, but you know, I'd expect Fulham to maybe grab a goal, and hopefully Harry Wilson can be somewhat involved in that. And then Rodgers against Leeds at home. I do like this fixture for him. He's a great shout for even a cheeky captaincy shout if you want to go there. Leeds, you know, aren't great away from home, so I do like Rodgers here. And then up top, Ekitike against Forest away. Really like this fixture for him. I'm not so sure how I feel about Ekitike now, because he's been missing so many big chances for me and just not delivering all the FPL points that I want to see from him from the chances that he's been getting. But when a player like him is getting a lot of chances, you can't really justify taking him out of your team when he has really good fixtures upcoming, so he'll be staying in there. And then of course Haaland against Newcastle at home. I see some people talking about getting rid of him for Salah, and FPL reviews suggesting to do that move. I'm not going anywhere near that. I want Haaland in my team every single game week. If he's playing, I want Haaland in my team. Then on the bench, we've got Dubravka against Chelsea away, Collins against Brighton at home, Alderete against Fulham at home, and then Mark Giu against Burnley at home. I'll probably swap Alderete and Collins, because Collins has been a problem recently for me. He's not started 3 game weeks in a row, and the most concerning thing is that obviously he went out because he was injured, then came back. They looked like they were maybe, you know, getting him some minutes in, but then they played the FA Cup game against Macclesfield recently, and it was a full second string team, and Collins started in that. It seems to me like he's fallen massively out of favour there, and he plays Brighton at home this game week, so I can bench him and will probably start Alderete first on the bench over him. But then it's Burnley away, so I want to see how he gets on in this Brighton fixture. Does he start? If he doesn't start, he may have to be moved on very shortly. But basically, I'm looking at probably rolling this week. But let's have a look at Plan FPL and see how it's looking. So on to Plan FPL. This is how we're lining up this game week. I have put Alderete first on the bench now. We've got the triple Arsenal defence against Spurs away. And then I'm just going to roll the transfer, because we have Alderete first on the bench. If Haaland doesn't play, I'm happy to have him come off there. And then we go into game week 28. And if we optimise the lineup, Collins does find his way into the team. But if he doesn't start against Brighton, I don't care if he gets a few minutes. Obviously, if, you know, someone in the Brentford defence like Ayer or Vandenberg gets injured and isn't going to play against Burnley away, I'm going to hold on to Collins, and I'll be happy I did. But if nothing happens there and he doesn't play or only gets a few minutes, I'm going to want to transfer him out. And his replacement may surprise you slightly. I'm looking at going for someone like Lewis Potter. So it's a bit of a like for like in the sense that he plays for Brentford, but he's been playing winger for Brentford, and we've seen him do that a few times this season, but it looks like he's been getting a few more consistent minutes recently. He comes off around the 70th, 80th minute most games, but he's a winger listed as a defender with some insane fixtures coming up. They have Burnley, then Bournemouth, then Wolves, then Leeds, and then I'll probably wildcard in game week 32. But to get him for Burnley, Wolves and Leeds over the 4 game weeks that I will have him, I'm really looking forward to getting this guy in. So I'm almost kind of hoping in a way that, you know, everything goes to plan and I can get him into my team. And then I'm also looking at getting rid of Enzo, because from here, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Everton, Man City, Man United, Brighton, Forest, Liverpool, Spurs and Sunderland. So really not many good fixtures left for the Chelsea assets, and at that point I would be more than happy to get rid of Enzo and get Szoboszlai into my team, who plays West Ham at home, Wolves away, Spurs at home, and then Brighton away. And then I'll wildcard in game week 32. Whether I want to keep him from then on, we'll see. But some really nice fixtures up until that wildcard, and it means I don't have to have Enzo for all those horror fixtures. And I'll probably start Munoz over Timber, which sounds a bit mad, but Raya, Gabriel and Timber against Chelsea at home just feels a bit too risky for me, because Chelsea can get a goal and they've been on good scoring form recently. Obviously they've been playing, you know, lower level sides in terms of how strong the defenses they're playing, but Chelsea can't get a goal against Arsenal here. I know it's a home fixture and Arsenal are the best defence in the league, but I kind of just want a bit of assurance that I don't have triple Arsenal against Chelsea there. So I'm more than happy to start Munoz over Timber. And obviously I don't think Munoz gets a clean sheet against Man United, but he's more than likely than Timber to get an attack on return. So that's my thought process there. Then I'd go into game week 29 and Alderete is first on the bench against Leeds, so I have a bit of coverage there. I have triple Arsenal against Brighton away, Munoz against Spurs away, I like. Ndiaye against Burnley at home, I love. Wilson, West Ham at home. Bruno Fernandes, he's going to play every game. He plays Newcastle away here. Szoboszlai against Wolves away. Rodgers against Chelsea at home. And then Haaland, Forest away. Ekitike against Wolves away. So I like the look of that. Could potentially even, bench Rodgers for Alderete. Don't think I will, but it is an option. Game week 30, we go into it. Raya and Timber and Gabriel against Everton at home. Munoz against Leeds at home. I'd start Lewis Potter against Wolves at home, so it'd be a 4 at the back this game week. Ndiaye against Arsenal away, first on the bench there, which is fine. And then we go into game week 31 with 4 free transfers, and that's the blank game week for Arsenal, Man City, Crystal Palace and Wolves, so I can deal with it then. I'll probably get rid of Munoz and get someone like Anderson in, who plays Burnley at home, and it's just a 1 game week punt before a wild card in game week 32. And I could even make another free transfer. I have 4, and at this point I'd have 3 left if I did the Munoz to Anderson move. But I don't really want to start Dubravka against Fulham away. I don't want to have a Burnley goalkeeper in my team full stop. So I could just, get Leno in and go double Fulham defence. A bit risky, but it's Burnley at home, so you'd expect them to grab a clean sheet there. But we'll see. We have a lot of time until we get to game week 31 at this point. But at least I'd have enough free transfers all going to plan that I can, deal with this blank game week. And then we'll go into game week 32 and think about the wild card. But those are my plans right now. It is just to roll in game week 27 and then reassess things in game week 28. Hopefully make a couple transfers there to sort things out. But that's all for today, folks. If you're still watching and enjoyed the video, drop a like. Hopefully we can get to 100 likes on this video. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We are aiming for 10,000 subs by the end of this season. So join the community if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, have a good one.